Here's just a small glimpse of what some people have been doing over the last couple weeks while we're supposed to have been practicing social distancing. We're going to talk about some of this stuff coming up as we enter this week's episode of the Boating News of the Week. A lot of this is going to cause some major headaches, such as what I'm experiencing right now, and that is the frickin' ramp closures. As you can tell in that first clip and some of the clips we'll see here, people have been really enjoying their summer festivities, even though we are not quite into summer yet, and we are supposed to be experiencing social distancing. Many states and local government officials have started taking matters into their own hands by closing beaches and boat ramps and sandbars. A lot of Florida counties have already done some of this stuff, and unfortunately this week my state of South Carolina stepped in and even one-upped Florida by closing every boat ramp in the state and every beach in the state. That's right, none of this county restrictions, nothing silly like that. They just went all in and closed them all down. The only way you can now access the beach is if you own beachfront property, or if you live on the lake or the waterway and your boat is already in the water, or you have a private ramp on your property. Thanks for ruining the fun, guys. Our second boater after my little rant to make the boating news this week is going to be a DC boater who decided he would do kind of like our government's done in the last couple weeks and just go round and round trying to figure out exactly what they're going to do to control everything that's going on. This boater here was on the Potomac River near the Georgetown waterfront in DC when all of a sudden he had a nice sized wake and it tossed him from the boat. Of course, as we can tell here, he obviously was not wearing his kill switch and this boat just began doing donuts over and over. He was rescued by a bystander who pulled him onto the shore, and the DC Fire and Water Rescue Team was eventually able to get this boat corralled and set aside as well. Our third story on Boating News of the Week is going to be an interesting one. Apparently with professional sports down here in the United States, Carmelo Anthony and Dwayne Wade have been doing Instagram live posts. On their most recent episode, Dwayne Wade's wife asked Carmelo Anthony about the time LeBron James saved his life.
Mel, in your own words, please tell the story of when we were in the Bahamas and it didn't look like you were going to make it.
We jumped off the boat in the Bahamas. We went, everybody swam to the little grotto over there underneath. Then we came out. All of y'all went to the boat, and it was my fault though, because I'm still trying to see the last little bit of the barracuda snorkeling and all that. So it was my fault that I look up. Current is taking me in the middle of the ocean, like opposite from the boat. Then I look up at the boat and I see Braun jumps off the boat like he's MacGyver.
No, like that commercial that he had, the LeBron's
Yes, exactly. He jumped off the boat into the water. He was bringing me back with one arm. He swam with the other arm, and he carried me in one arm.
Our fourth item to make the boating news this week is going to be the South Seattle fire, where the boathouse caught fire near the Southwest Seattle Bridge. The marina manager called the fire department around 9:30, explained he'd heard a loud explosion and several boats within minutes had caught on fire. The fire department spent over 2 hours along with Marine Patrol fighting these flames and knocking down the hot spots, where at least 9 boats were destroyed. The fire department took their time going through the debris looking for any victims or anybody injured, and we were really fortunate on this one as there was no injuries and no lives lost. Our fifth item making the boating news this week is going to show some Syrian refugees being encountered by the Greek Coast Guard as they're trying to flee to Greece from Turkey. This footage was recently released by the Turkish government, basically showing the way the Greek Coast Guard was actually treating these people, and apparently they do not want these refugees in Greece. When the Greek Coast Guard was questioned about this video, basically they said they were unaware of its existence at the time. Here you can even see shots are fired at these refugees by the Greek Coast Guard, trying to keep them away from the coast of Greece. I know tensions are high right now between Turkey and Greece, but this is still a crazy video to watch and see how this is going down. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Boating News of the Week. If you did, be sure to hit me up on Facebook or Instagram if you ever see anything crazy going on in your waterways, and let me know there, and maybe your stories will be featured over here. Also, if you haven't already, go ahead and drop an anchor on that subscribe button. And just in case you guys are interested, we do have that new Broncos Guru and Drain Plug Mafia merch. Be sure to check that out over on Teespring. There should be a link below. Thanks for watching.